Looks like you got a fair amount of hits on this video. If this is content you'd like to see, smash the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll continue to make more. We're doing bonding for the turtleback windows today, and I'm going to take a quick look at what we've got done and what's going on. The extra masking tape here is just our lines for what we're going to cut with the bandsaw. We got that trimmed down, and maybe you can see just how shiny the edges are here, so we got to scuff that up so we can get a good bond. We got this all scuffed. We're going to use our Dremel to route the foam here to the depth that is equal to the border here on the window. Okay, so now we're going to use this rafts, which is marked to the same depth, to go ahead and clean up all the foam from here and make sure we've got the right depth so we can slide that window in. We got this all routed out using this diamond bit routing tool, which was pretty cheap at Harbor Freight, and we got this skin removed, so we'll just have to clean this extra bit of foam up, and then we'll be ready to slide the window in and test fit. We got it slid in, but it's not quite lining up correctly. Right there's some foam that needs to be routed to, needs to be removed. Yeah, maybe a little bit more on this whole edge. Okay, cool. We got that slid in and aligned pretty well. We'll shine this light through the back to see what where the edge of the plexiglass is. We will use our dog leg to drill our holes for the clecos, starting at the bottom, working our way out from side to side just to make sure that this doesn't get any bubbles or kinks in it as we're starting to clamp it down. Okay, so this window's ready to go in. It's been painted with epoxy and then epoxy plus flocks. We got the windows all prepped, and like a surgical table, we've got all our clecos set up and arranged in the right order that we want to apply them. So, and everything's been waxed. Yeah, here's our shot glass of wax. That way you can throw it in the microwave and just dunk our clecos and anything else that needs to have a release on it in there, and wipe it off and get everything ready to go. Prep is everything when it comes to doing stuff like this. Otherwise, you get halfway through it and you realize it's not clamping the way you want, and you start freaking out because you're dealing with room temperature epoxy and the timer is ticking. So really important to get everything prepped. Yeah, so one of the things that I struggled with on the first window was how to get the epoxy up into this channel here. First thing I tried to do was just sort of smash it in there with a little modified tongue depressor piping tube, like for cake decorating. So just make one of these out of your parchment paper, which is great because it's non-stick and super disposable, and then we can just squeeze a bead of epoxy and flocks right into that groove, and I think I'm going to be using that technique a lot more for applying flocks, because it's kind of a pain to get it in place. It's okay once it's there, then you can kind of smear it out with a tongue depressor or a popsicle stick, but kind of getting it out of the cup and where you want it, even on like a fillet or a fitting or something like that, it's kind of a pain in the neck. So super cheap. A couple videos out there, I'll put a link below on how to make these things. We've got our flocks and epoxy in the piping bag here. You kind of need 3 hands. I don't know how you're going to be able to see this, but you'll see a blue line right here after I do it. See that? There we go. So yeah, now you can see we got a pretty good bead of epoxy up in there. Looks like it got on a couple spots we got to just hit again, and then we'll be ready to slide the window in. We cut away the skin on 2 3/4 of a side. Okay, the window's in. We got some good squeeze out. It's looking pretty good. Grab my Clecos here, and I got them out in the same pattern that I had pre-tested them. Just figure all that out before you start mixing epoxy. You can see we got 4 Clecos on the perimeter. Window is centered up and down, left and right, because when we drilled these holes, we drilled them right on the perimeter. So if the window doesn't go in this, if it's shifted up or down, then you're not going to get a whole line of Clecos in. And it's better to figure that out before you have all the other Clecos in, because then it really won't shift at all. Okay, so now we got some squeeze out right here, which is great. It means we got enough epoxy in all the places. You may have to shove a little bit more in this area right here. We don't have any squeeze out. We'll see how things progress as we put all the rest of the Clecos in. But for now, I'm going to start cleaning up some of the squeeze out, because as we put the more Clecos in, it'll be harder to get rid of all that epoxy. This all Clecoed up. Got our we had a gap here, so we had to put a couple of tongue depressors. Those are covered in packing tape, because packing tape's a cheap mold release, pretty durable. You can see we got some, hopefully you guys can see, some pretty good squeeze out. The inside looks like. Also got some squeeze out we got to deal with. Pretty happy with how that came out. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. Hopefully you thought it was interesting, and build on for sure. Let me know in the comments if you like this, or if you have any questions. Got some video from a recent trip we took in the Super Cub up to Ennis, so we'll smash that here at the end of this video.
Angels roar like a heartbeat loud, cutting through the misty shroud. Wings wide open, the world below. Feel the rush of the adrenaline flow. We're flying high in the mountain air, chasing dreams without a care. Over lakes where reflections gleam, living life like a vivid dream. Skimming beats where the eagles glide, through the valleys we take the ride. Throttle up, let the spirit soar. Every turn leaves us wanting more. We're flying high in the mountain air, chasing dreams without a care. Over lakes where reflections gleam, living life like a vivid dream. Skimming peaks where the eagles glide, through the valleys we take the ride. Throttle up, let the spirit soar. Every turn leaves us wanting more. We're flying high in the mountain air, chasing dreams without a care. Over lakes where reflections gleam, living life like a vivid dream. Like a vivid dream. Clouds are dancing, trails in the sky. Every moment feels like we can't die. Bush planes calling through the wind. In this wild we begin and begin. We're flying high in the mountain air, chasing dreams without a care. Over lakes where reflections gleam, living life like a vivid dream. We're flying high in the mountain air, chasing dreams without a care. Over lakes where reflections gleam, living life like a vivid dream. Like a vivid